Welcome to the new Workology Go Podcast. In just under 5 minutes, we'll get you the HR and workplace news you need before you start your day. Get ready, get set, and go with the new Workology Go Podcast.
Here are today's HR and workplace news headlines from the Workology Go Podcast. I'm Jessica Miller-Merrill. This podcast is sponsored by Workology. In 2017, Accenture's late CEO announced that it would achieve a gender-balanced workforce, meaning that there were 50% women and 50% men, and doing this by 2025. This bold statement was later backed up by the current global CEO, Julie Sweet. She led the publishing of their U.S. demographics in 2015, making Accenture the first among its peers to release this kind of data. Today's featured article comes from the Accenture newsroom and is titled, Accenture Sets Goal to Achieve Gender Balance in the Workforce by 2025. I will link to this article in the transcript of this podcast so that you can connect to these resources. The article states that the milestones they've set over the past several years have led to this gender equality. From their initiatives to commitment for transparency, here are a few examples. They've promoted its largest percentage of women to the managing director level in 2016, which was 30%. They've launched initiatives that provide women with in-demand skills. For example, the company's Women in Technology program helps fast-track the careers of high-performing women towards the position of technical architect, which is a high-demand and short-in-supply role. Also, their collaboration across businesses and government help further gender equality in the workplace with commitments that include the White House Equal Pay Pledge, Paradigm for Parity, and Catalyst CEO Champions for Change. A member of our team sat down with Tamara Fields. She's the managing director of Accenture, and she discusses the reasoning behind Accenture's transparency.
When this declaration was put out there, it's a pretty bold declaration for a company to make, right? And to publicly make it a declaration is a big deal. But I think the reason why Accenture did that is that they wanted to be more than talk. And you heard me say earlier, I think everyone acknowledges that the conversation is out there. We've had a lot of conversation on inclusion and diversity. What we're not seeing is the change. And, our HR lead, Ellen Shook, who's a phenomenal woman, very early on, she got out there and really focused on equal pay and something that she made an initiative for our company to make sure we were out there with equal pay. And I think, Julie was the first to put that out there around this Julie Sweet, who's now our global CEO. She was our North America lead, and now she's our global CEO. And she put this out there that we were going to have gender parity. It was very shocking to people. What do you mean? What does that mean? Right? And, I think in order for you to enact real change, you have to have real courage, and you have to take risks, you have to put it out there, and you have to be accountable. And that's why she started publishing our metrics. People were like, what are you doing? Our competitors were out there. Some of our other tech firms were like, what are you doing? Right? Because, but that's the challenge. And somebody has to lead the pack. And, I think we have led that pack in being, one of the first tech consulting firms to publish our numbers like that. And now to put this declaration out there. But what it says is we have a large number of women graduating from college, but we're not seeing the same representation of that in the workforce and definitely in STEM fields and tech fields. And so by us putting that out there, that says we recognize that there is parity in the terms of population. So why wouldn't there be parity in the workforce?
Gender balance and inequality has always been an issue that's brought lots of conversations, but lacked real action. Accenture is one of the companies that's leading the way by striving for gender parity, and I'm excited to see where this is going, especially as a woman and a mother to a daughter. Workology now offers SHRM certification prep classes on your schedule with over 36 hours of online training, a private Facebook group, and instruction using the SHRM learning system. We give you the resources you need. Visit workology.com/products to learn more. And that's this episode of the Workology Go podcast, sponsored by Workology. We're your go-to for HR and workplace news. I'm Jessica Miller-Merrill. Thank you for listening.
To learn more about the Workology Go podcast, subscribe to us on Apple, Google, and Stitcher. Our podcast is also available on Alexa and Google Home. Learn more at workology.com/Go podcast. and access this episode's resources, links, and reports for more information.